And the Kashmir cauldron boils on. In the latest, Mirwais Umar Farooq of the moderate faction of the Hurriyat Conference has led a massive protest today in Srinagar. Farooq and his supporters clashed with the police, threw stones at the cops and security forces, forcing them to use tear gas shelling. But the timing of the protest cannot be ignored. The question that many people are asking today is the PDP government in Kashmir tacitly supporting the politics of separatism?
It is very unfortunate that the present government in Kashmir, the PDP-led government, has surrendered before the BJP. On this issue of Armed Forces Special Powers Act, we are seeing that innocents are being killed. The fact that the trial, the fake encounter, which has not been addressed so far, there have been no arrests, there have been no detentions, there has been no FIR lodged on this issue. And there is no talk about violations in Jammu and Kashmir. Even I appeal to the Indian media. They are trying to make issues which are no issues here. The bigger issue here is state terrorism. The bigger issue here is disappearances of more than 10,000 people who are missing in the last 10 years.
ये छोटा मोटा होता रहता है, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं. सारी चीजें कंट्रोल कर ली जाएंगी. बिल्कुल हमारे के पुलिस वगैरह जो भी एप्रोप्रिएट करना होगा करेंगे. किसी को कोई संदेश नहीं दिया गया है. पूरे देश का संदेश है, जम्मू कश्मीर की कोलिशन गवर्नमेंट का संदेश है और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का संदेश है कि अलगाववाद को कोई भी स्थान जो है जम्मू कश्मीर में नहीं मिलेगा. और इस प्रकार की बातें जो है करने के लिए खासतौर पर प्रो पाकिस्तानी एलिमेंट्स को कोई भी जहां पर इस प्रकार का जो है उनको मौका नहीं दिया जाएगा.
लॉ एंड ऑर्डर का इश्यू है भाई, सरकार हैंडल करेगी, पुलिस हैंडल करेगी. आपके जम्मू कश्मीर में पथराव पहली बार हो रहा है भाई. लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशंस कभी कभी एमर्ज होते हैं. हमारी सरकार उस सिचुएशन को सख्ती से हैंडल करेगी, ये हमारी अपेक्षा है. उसी के अनुरूप सरकार काम करेगी.
The demonstrations and protests in Srinagar today have been brought under control by the security forces. The state government of Jammu and Kashmir is committed to ensuring that all separatist elements and their supporters do not succeed in their ulterior designs and do not succeed in bringing about any law and order problems in the state and in the valley, Kashmir Valley. The central government's support and advisory and guidance is available to the state government always.
INC has maintained that this man should not have been released in the first place. Naturally, when an element of this kind is released, this kind of disorder, law and order situation was expected. Was it not expected? A man who was responsible for the stone throwing events in Srinagar earlier, that the government of the day, despite knowing all that, went and released him. And this was bound to happen. The state government and the central government is responsible for this, and they should take immediate action against such elements who are traitors in our land.
ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना है और सरकार को और भारत सरकार को भी और कश्मीर सरकार को भी पूरी मुस्तैदी के साथ इस तरह की घटनाओं की पुनरावृत्ति न हो. इधर ये घटनाएं इस तरह की लगातार बढ़ रही हैं. मैं समझता हूं कि ये हाल के दिनों में ये चौथा या पांचवा मामला है और सरहद पार से जो भी आतंकवादी आते हैं या अगर कोई आतंकवादी यहाँ का है वो भी इस तरह की हरकत करता है तो सख्ती से उनसे निपटना चाहिए और हर वो काम करना चाहिए जिससे इस तरह की घटनाओं की पुनरावृत्ति न हो.
What about the innocent people who are dying, who are being injured? I've been watching it for 50 years. And this, what's happening today, is a conspiracy to destabilize entire national security in Jammu and Kashmir. This is dangerous for the security, what's happening now. And who's responsible? The only way out, dismiss this government, save this country and impose governor rule.
नहीं, अभी सब ठीक चलेगा आगे. जितना ही मैं आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूँ. इतना तो हुआ है कम से कम. हुआ है, आगे देखिए फिर वहाँ की गवर्नमेंट करना तो जम्मू का फिर गवर्नमेंट हुई है. नहीं, मैं देश को आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूँ कि देश की एकता, अखंडता और सुरक्षा को लेकर हमारी सरकार किसी भी सूरत में समझौता नहीं कर सकते।
था कि इनको जम्मू में ही क्यों रखा जाता है, इनको कहीं और क्यों नहीं?
बस अब जितना कहना था मैंने कह दिया।
All right, joining us tonight on News Point, Colonel retired Arnold Call, defense analyst, as well as Firdaus Tak, spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party. He joins us from Jammu. Many thanks for joining us, Mr. Tak. I'd like to start, however, with Colonel Call. Colonel Call, what's being played out in Jammu and Kashmir has a lot of people outside the valley and some inside the valley worried. Some people and some parties, like Mr. Tak's PDP, say that this is a procedural issue. We're taking steps. But do you think those steps are enough?
Athar, before you come to the steps, it's now spring in the valley, summer will follow, and then we have autumn. Clear months, easy infiltration, and coupled with the unrest, it is sending out a very wrong signal. The recent incidents up since January, 20 of them if I'm not wrong, don't augur well. If we don't want this to deteriorate further, we have to take very, very firm steps to curb this right now, nip it in the bud, to slap non-bailable charges on all these people. Because the moment you give him a bailed offence, which is you can give a bail, the guy will walk out and start it all over again. So the first thing is to charge him with a non-bailable offence. But that has not been done till today.
Why not, Mr. Firdaus Tak? Your government and your party says this is a procedural issue. There have been miscellaneous charges against Masarat Alam. He's been held under bailable offences. Now, even your allies, the BJP and some of their leaders at the centre are expressing concern about the way that the state government is handling this so-called unrest. How do you respond really to charges that perhaps this is a soft line that the PDP-led government is taking towards separatist leaders?
No, I think from last 2 days I have been insisting on the same thing, that we are not here to scuttle the process of law. We are here to implement the law and see that the law is implemented in letter and spirit. Yesterday, when there was a lot of hue and cry about Masarat Alam, I had been saying this, that please allow law to take its own course. Please rely on the Jammu and Kashmir police and the credibility of Jammu and Kashmir police. We have to understand that Jammu and Kashmir government, in Jammu and Kashmir we have a democratically elected government, and we are not here to see sit idle and see everything happening around us and shut our eyes or bury our head in the sand and say all is well. We have said it yesterday, I am saying it today. We are not going to tolerate the anti-national activities, but at the same time, when we are taking such preventive measures or deterrent measures, somewhere my area of concern has to be addressed. My area of concern is that yes, we have the law enforcing agencies, and we have a determined state government to deal with the people like Masarat Alam. But at the same time, there must be a policy, there must be a procedure to address the sentiments which we have in Kashmir, to address the sense of alienation we have in Kashmir. Something needs to be done to address that sense of alienation.
Mr. R.P. Singh, how do you respond to that? But Mr. R.P. Singh also joins the panel right now. Mr. R.P. Singh is your ally, sir.
That
Mr. Tak,
anybody who is
Mr.
violating
Tak,
law.
I understand. This has been the PDP's position really, and I'm not. Hold on, sir. I'm not really disputing the fact that there is some perhaps alienation in the valley. I'm not saying that. No Kashmir expert, so-called, would dispute what you're saying. But the fact is, many people in this country believe that your modus operandi really, your approach to the subject is perhaps counterproductive. One of those, of course, is also your ally. The BJP at the center, the top brass, has said that this is not going to perhaps work, and the state government needs to, in fact, perhaps tighten up its act. Mr. R.P. Singh, how do you react to your ally's statement that there is an alienation in Kashmir Valley that needs to be addressed? Do you think
we have already tightened up and done enough? Not only in the form of preventive measures, but even a coercive measures as well. The problem is that there is a trust deficit not only for the people of Jammu and Kashmir, but even for the elected government in Jammu and Kashmir.
Can he specify what aspirations he's talking about? What trust
as anybody else in the state. My area of concern is that.
Can you specify what aspirations you're talking about and what is this trust deficit that you're talking about?
Colonel Cole?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
The trust deficit is, I think it is Colonel Cole, I'm hearing it.
Yes, yes.
The trust deficit is that when we said day before yesterday and yesterday itself that law will take its course, there must have been unanimously, everybody must have appreciated that yes, government is there, we have a democratically elected government, and it will certainly act. It will certainly register FIR, it will arrest the people who are responsible
not of
for holding
sedition, so
such
that's very
rallies.
important to point out here.
I am talking about this kind of trust deficit.
It's very important to point out,
every
Mr.
time
Tak,
there is kind of a protest or something like that,
Mr. Tak, hold
we are
on, sir.
hold guilty.
Let's get some more other guests also. Before I go to RP Singh, Colonel Call, you want to respond to that?
I only want to say that, yes, after a lot of persuasion, both in the media and probably the Home Ministry and the tightening of screw by the Home Minister, you did lodge an FIR, you did arrest him, right? But what have you arrested him under? Unlawful activities. Come on, Mr. Tak, showing the Pakistani flag, saying I'm not an Indian, and this does not apply to only Mr. Mashrat Alam, but it applies to that Andrea, or whatever her name is, Asia Andrabi, and to Gilani, and to Mirwais. I mean, you have seen them. There's no, your state government missive today says that the matter is being investigated. What is there to investigate? It's all video. There's an open and shut case. You should. I don't see any reason. What you talk about law taking its own course and going up the winding staircase up the Shankaracharya Hill. No, sir. You have to act.
How law works.
Then the trust deficit. The trust deficit is this side, not that side.
Decided to hang us. Even
you don't listen to the other person. What can I say?
Even if we don't do anything, you have to hang us. You know everything. You know the ground reality.
No, I am just giving you what has happened on ground. I'm not quoting from anyone else or what happened in the last 2 days.
But somewhere, somehow, we are determined to create a confusion in the mind across the nation. That is not going to serve anybody. That is not going to serve the national
Mr.
interest.
Tak, let me come in here.
That is my area of concern.
Okay, we've addressed your area of concern, Mr. Tak. Let's also get Mr. RP Singh in, who's also joined the panel. Mr. Singh, you've been hearing very patiently what your alliance partner, Mr. Tak, has been saying for the past 2 minutes. First of all, do you agree with this approach? First of all, this is my first question to you as a BJP spokesperson.
See, there's no harm in this approach. There is an experiment being conducted. But let's be clear on a few things. I'll appreciate my PDP friends should understand what I'm going to say now. See, one approach is that you give them little leeway, little elbow space, and then do whatever screws you need to tighten, tighten the screw. But other approach is that you bring development in this state and let the youth, let the people in the state understand, yes, development is a path where probably then they will not like to go with this sort of activity. They will not like to do treason activities then after that. They like to follow the part of development. So probably they have to bring a balance between the two and probably have an edge toward development, because today the Jammu Kashmir government came into being, or people in Jammu Kashmir voted for development as agenda, to bring Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh back to the fold of development, not for all this what is happening. Although I appreciate that yes, the local government is taking whatever action they can take, sternest possible action should be taken, and need be whatever has been missed under whatever that Ranveer Penal Act has been missed, that should also be levied against Mr. Mashrat Alam, and ensure that he doesn't come out now on all these charges.
Mr. Singh, am I surmising what you're saying right? Are you saying that since the Mufti-led government came to power, the focus perhaps instead of being on development and more jobs and creating more development has been on perhaps a particular section of society there who are separatist leanings? Are you saying the focus has been wrongly put there? Are you saying that?
I'm not saying that focus has been wrongly put. Probably the situation has been such that they couldn't do that. I mean, the situation has arisen such, and it's not because of the government fault. Mashrat Alam was not released because of the government. He was released under Supreme Court order because the previous government couldn't place any charges or frame proper charges and he was bailed out on all charges. Now this government, our government, should ensure that he is not bailed out this time, and he should be booked under more tough charges now.
Okay, Colonel Kaul, do you agree
And he
with
should go
Mr.
scot-free now.
Yeah, now he's come around
He's
to say
come
that
around to the same point.
he should be booked under more serious charges.
Exactly
right?
what we were talking about
Exactly what
earlier
I'm
as well.
saying.
Yes.
And secondly, in the last 4 months or 6 months now, December of the elections, frankly, there is nothing happening in J&K other than this kind of daily, I would say strife or unmitigated disaster. Beside, there's nothing else happening. You see their assembly, they keep shouting at each other, they keep throwing things at each other. And now, this is my opinion. I mean, Mr. Tak can contradict me or Mr. R.P. Singh may not agree with me. But this is my opinion that the current imbroglio is a direct reaction to the latest BJP requirement of settling the Kashmiri Pandits in those composite colonies. This is basically Mufti Saab could not get out of it from Delhi, so he has used these guys to get out of it.
How do you respond to that? The PDP, of course, being targeted, Mr. Tak, saying that what the PDP really is doing is towing a soft separatist line, using perhaps the separatists for your own political expediency. How do you respond to that? I mean, Colonel Kaul is not the only one who's saying this, sir. Let me assure you, there are many other people who are saying this.
That is what the perception is being created by the people like Mr. Kaul, Colonel Kaul. I'm sorry to refer him as Mr. Kaul. That is the unfortunate part. I'm time and again insisting that Colonel Kaul is someone, he has served Indian Army, he knows the ground realities, and people like him, when they try to create misconception in the nation, that is an unfortunate
why would Colonel Kaul try to
who is in the
create a
mainstream,
misconception, sir? On
fighting
one
this
hand,
kind
you're
of
saying he
pattern
knows
in
everything
Jammu
about
and
Kashmir. On the
Trying
other
to
hand,
bring
you're
the
saying he's
people-
creating a
I
misconception.
am
I don't understand this.
Sir, I'm reflecting a
because
popular
this
sentiment.
is
You
completely
just go
contradictory
to
to
the
fact.
net, go
Let's
to
see why
social
should-
media.
why
I'm
shouldn't
only
we-
reflecting a
this is-
popular sentiment
had-
across the
had
board.
this happened-
I
had
happen
this
to-
happened for
I happen to be able
Colonel
to
Kaul,
speak.
kindly
So I'm
let me
speaking.
finish.
The
Colonel
others may
Kaul,
not be
kindly
able to
let me
speak.
finish. Had this happened, it happened for the first time in Jammu and Kashmir, I would have appreciated his opinion had it happened for the first time. This is a law and order problem. This is a problem we are facing in Jammu and Kashmir from last 25 years. We have been dealing with this situation. Every state government is dealing with the situation. We have dealt with the situation when we came to power in 2002 in alliance with the Congress. We have to understand this time we have a different kind of a setup with BJP in Jammu and Kashmir, and there are people who want attention, who want your camera to be focused on them, and they will keep on doing such things. And somehow I do agree with my friend and senior colleague, Mr. Singh from the BJP, that yes, our focus should have been on development and prosperity. But we cannot do that unless we are allowed to do that by ignoring such things.
No, but who's
Please,
stopping you,
when
sir?
I say we have to ignore such things, that doesn't mean the state government has to sit and allow these people to continue. But when I say to ignore them, that means just put your cameras off them and allow Jammu and Kashmir government to function, and trust it that whenever there is such kind of incidents, such kind of rallies or such a kind of anti-national activities, it is capable of and it has a determined and political will to act.
Okay,
and it
hold
has
on,
acted in past and it will continue
I have
to
one
act
more
with
question.
that.
You know, even if for a moment, hypothetically, let's take your argument. I'm not taking it. I'm just saying hypothetically. Colonel Kaul, does that, before I come to R.P. Singh, does that point resonate with you as well? Publicity?
No, you
the
won't take it.
Hold on,
you
sir.
won't take it, that I know.
So hold on, sir. Hold on. You know, I'm also familiar with what's happening in Kashmir and what has happened in the past 25 years. So I know a bit. I'm in the know. So please trust me on that. Colonel Kaul, does that resonate with you? Keep the cameras away. This is all part of getting attention. Does that resonate at all?
I think he has a point there. He has a point there, and to that extent, yes, ignore them. But there is a power struggle going on which how many factions in your own organization are supporting one against the other needs to be looked into. Because, okay, we say that we ignore them. The media doesn't focus on anything they do. But what is stopping them from being given media attention from across? What is stopping them from getting media attention in the international forum? Then what do you do? How do you counter it? The pointed issue is you have to be proactive about it. Don't let them move. That's the only way. Instead of ignoring them, don't let them get this space, this so-called democracy, this so-called, whatever you said, that 3 months we'll give them time. That 3 months may be too late. By 3 months, you may have a situation in your hand, Mr. Tak, when the snows are melted and the passes are free, that you may have a full-fledged return to 89, 90, 96. That is what is being feared right now if you allow this to go on.
And if I could come in here, Mr. R.P. Singh, another angle that we need to explore right now, immediately after what happened yesterday and today, of course, the Pakistan Foreign Office comes in, chimes in with an unprovoked sort of a retaliation, saying that there is a bond with Kashmiris and this is an emotional struggle, and Masrat Alam was a peaceful protester and so on and so forth. Do you think that's the real danger here, that we are giving Pakistan the leverage really and the stage to re-internationalize the issue when there is some sort of a Kashmir fatigue in the international arena? Don't you think that's the real danger here?
Yeah, that's one of the dimensions there, and as far as Pakistan goes, Pakistan should be more worried about Balochistan and Gilgit, because what is happening on ground in Balochistan and Gilgit is more worrisome than what's happening in Kashmir. So, but that's not the issue. Issue is, yes, Pakistan gets a handle to intervene or issue such statements. But let's just say the issue is bigger. See, it's not only Masrat Alam or Gilani, it's the complete ideology which is working, and that need to be tackled. And yes, and meanwhile not allowing people like Masrat to use their freedom for any such purpose. That has to be taken care. And yes, I again say that it has to be mix of dealing with such people and following development as agenda, so that the youth of Kashmir should taste the development as agenda. They should taste the development and should taste how the nation is going forward, and they can be part of that journey. Once they taste that, probably they will not follow such elements. Such element will lose this constancy in Kashmir.
Mr. R.P. Singh, I have a question for you, sir. This is, oh yes, come in, please come in.
Sir, Mr. R.P. Singh, how do you propose this development model that you are suggesting? Unless there is inclusion from the mainland, from India, inclusion in various ways, this development model, I belong to that state, sir. I've lived 25, sir, just a minute. I've grown up there. You have not permitted sir, may I finish? You have not permitted any inclusion in that state from outside. But how do you allow, because the basic, shall we say, the basic act against inclusion is what these chaps are talking about. The moment you start including development per se, as we have seen in the rest of the country post 1990, these guys don't like it. And that is where the problem is. And that is where the PDP government or the government of the day has to come in very strongly on that aspect. If you are going to allow, I mean, the whole problem about Article 370, this, that and the other, let's put it aside. But inclusion, because how do you do development? You have to have some sort of outsourcing, some factories coming up there, some MNCs coming up there. They don't allow that. Then what development are we talking about except making roads and making railway lines and things like that, which doesn't help anybody?
Mr. Singh, respond to that. Then I have a question for you. But respond to this first, very quickly, sir. We don't have much time.
Yeah, Colonel Kaul, I know you have been born and brought up there, but I have been also dealing with Kashmir since 1992, and I have directly dealt with Hizbul guys till the last elements there. I was practically been working there since 1992 for the party and for the newspaper I used to work for. But concern is the only path is the midway path, yes, trying to, the way Mr. Mufti is dealing, and also get development agenda. And development agenda is not only MNCs, development agenda is a local industrialization. Development agenda is enhancing or using all that 20,000 megawatts that electricity can be produced there, and then making them understand, tasting the fruit of that complete thing. And that put together can get, I mean, it's a mix of both, put together can bring Kashmir back to the trail.
Sir, do you mean Kashmir Valley or you mean the entire state of J&K?
I'm sure he means Jammu and
That
Kashmir.
is my point, sir. Have
Jammu
you heard
and
of a place called Nochalana?
I'm
Have you heard of a place called
my
Doda?
apologies.
Have you
My
heard of a
apologies,
place
my
called
apologies. My
Sir,
point is, when I
those
say
are the
Kashmir-
areas which need development, not the
No, I'm
Kashmir
saying
Valley.
Jammu-
I'll have to stop you gentlemen there. We completely run out of time right now. Many thanks, Mr. R.P. Singh, for joining the debate. Firdaus Taq, thank you for joining us from Jammu. Colonel Anil Kaul, many thanks for your views and opinions as well. It's time now for us to take a short break. Capital Story is up next. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching NewsX. Good evening, you're watching Capital Stories. The top story is on Capital News tonight. Masrat Alam jailed, but not for sedition, even as there's a fresh protest led by Mirwais Farooq on the streets of Srinagar. Massive storm over who's letting the separatists back in the limelight in Kashmir. Our second story on Capital Stories. Digvijay Singh has sparked off a controversy after he referred to Alisha Gilani and Masrat Alam as Gilani and Masrat Sahib. BJP has lashed out. Social media also on fire. Did he go too far? Is the question. Third story on Capital Stories tonight. Sonia Gandhi's political aide Ahmed Patel also in the middle of a massive row after he refers to Prime Minister Modi as Duryodhan. The BJP hits back, says the Congress seems to be desperate. The Congress says Prime Minister Modi started it overseas. And we wrap it up with bulldozers in Goa are out, as are knives in Karnataka, where a minister has threatened the Goa government with equal and opposite retaliation if there is eviction of Kannadigas from illegal shanties in Goa. But first, we start with some breaking news coming in just now. Capital politics, the AAP rebel duo Prashant Bhushan and Yogendra Yadav have been show-caused by the party. Notices have also been sent to Ajit Jha and Professor Anand Kumar. They've been charged for anti-party activities and speaking out against the party from different platforms. This is news just coming in. NewsX has also learned that Prashant Bhushan and Yogendra Yadav will be given 48 hours to respond to the show-cause notice. The duo have been accused by the Kejriwal faction of anti-party activities after they held a Swaraj Samwad, lashing out at Kejriwal for cult politics within the party. ICNUR joins us now for more on this. The show-cause notice ICNUR has been given out, 48 hours for them to respond. It does look like the Aam Aadmi Party is headed for a clear split.
Yes, a show-cause notice has been given. A separate notice has been given to all four of them. That is Yogendra Yadav, Professor Anand Kumar, Ajit Jha, and Prashant Bhushan. There are separate complaints for each of them, and they are expected to respond to that show-cause notice by 19th. However, we have also getting news that, Yogendra Yadav spoke to Dinesh Wagle, who's the chairman of the disciplinary committee, probably sending out a protest that the other two members, that is Ashish Khaitan and Pankaj Gupta, on the panel are openly biased towards the Aam Aadmi Party, and that would lead to a very biased inquiry and would not lead to a fair probe. So Dinesh Waghela has reportedly said that he will put up this observation on the table once the reply comes, but we are not getting an official confirmation from Yogendra Yadav camp saying that they have received the letter right now, but we do know that the letter has been sent, at least from the disciplinary committee.
All right, stay with us, ICNUR. We're also being joined right now by R.P. Singh of the BJP and Professor Kamal Mitra Chinoy of the Kejriwal faction of the Aam Aadmi Party. First to Professor Chinoy. Professor Chinoy, this is expected lines, 48 hours to be given to these two gentlemen to reply to the charges, the charge sheet that has been filed by your faction of the party. What's going to happen next?
Well, there had already made a statement, a number of them, especially Sanjay Singh, that they would take action against people who had gone for the Samvad in Gurgaon. So that's not new, but what is unfortunate is that things have come to such a pass.
Professor Chinoy, I'll have to stop you there because there is some audio glitch there in the connection. We'll try and reconnect with you. R.P. Singh, meanwhile, of the BJP also with us. Mr. Singh, how do you react to these developments? Professor Chinoy says it was inevitable but unfortunate. You, of course, are from the party which says we told you so.
See, why only against those four? Why not against all those 3,000 people who participated in that Samvad thing? Why only against four? So it's a very selected thing which is happening with the Aam Party. and the jharu is being used for a selective purpose.
Mr. R.P. Singh, do you think that this is, like you've been saying, a complete purge of anyone who dares to, in fact, challenge Arvind Kejriwal? In fact, Yadav and Bhushan has been saying that they're against the cult of personality that Kejriwal seems to be encouraging within the party.
See, it's very clear. It's Mr. Kejriwal way or highway. I mean, you toe his line or you'll be thrown out. And it's no more a party of Swaraj and all. It's just a party which is like other parties of Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav or Lalu Yadav, who are persona-led parties and individual-led parties. So it's here Mr. Kejriwal who is the persona, and anyone who toes his line good, otherwise move out of the party. That's how the party is being run. There's no question of Swaraj and all that hello that was created around him.
Okay, Mr. Singh, stay with us. Kamal Mitra Chinoy is back with us on the phone line right now. Mr. Chinoy, how do you respond to this, that it's either the Kejriwal way or the highway? This will be a purge that will have to go through, and this is just exactly a cult party like any other.
Well, you know, if you see the breaking of ties was very long-winded. There were negotiations for 10 days. It seemed something would come through, but someone on either side or both sides didn't want to work out a compromise. This is why this happened. So it's not like the party. And these people were together for about 3 years.
But Professor Chinoy, what about the fact that your critics now are coming out and saying that this is an internal purge, there is no real Swaraj in the party, and anyone who wants real Swaraj in the party is booted out? All right, we seem to have lost that connection again. Mr. R.P. Singh, this is, of course, what some leaders of the AAP faction led by Kejriwal are saying, that this is unfortunate, this was inevitable because they did, in fact, indulge in anti-party activities. Do you think now that all the pretenses are out and Arvind Kejriwal has complete control of the party, that is there for everyone to see, but that line of distinction between the Aam Aadmi Party, as they claimed, and other parties seems to have gone away now? It's very clear.
Now the big question, of course, is that you have the end game which is being played out. Within 24 hours, they've got, well, 48 hours, 2 days. So by day after evening, Sunday evening, they've got to reply to this show cause notice, the four of them. They are going to make the most of it. They are very clear that they don't want to exit the party, not resign the party. They will go out literally and metaphorically kicking and screaming. They want to be thrown out of the party as a point of principle. Now the answer, of course, is what damage will this do? Because Kejriwal has made up his mind. He wants them out. That mind has been made up long time ago. That's the motions that we're going through. What damage can they do on the exit is now remains to be the same. How many people will follow them? Whether this Swaraj Samvad idea, which has been mooted in as in the form of grouping, becomes a breakaway political party. If it does, how much strength will it have? It now is all about what next. It depends now on the two thinkers of the Aam Aadmi Party, not the popular faces. The two thinkers of the Aam Aadmi Party, to show that they actually have some popular backing beyond the couple of thousand people who showed up for that meeting, whether those will actually take the final plunge with them.
All right, what next indeed is the big question. Many thanks, Risha, for joining us, and R.P. Singh as well. We move on now to other stories. It is the return of separatism, it seems, in Jammu and Kashmir after the arrest of Masarat Alam. Separatists, it seems, are back in the limelight. In the latest, Mirwais Umar Farooq of the Hurriyat Conference led a protest march in Srinagar today. Farooq and his supporters clashed with the police, and then there was tear gas shelling. Well, the timing of the protests cannot be ignored. The question is, as many people are asking that question today in the country, is the PDP government in Kashmir tacitly supporting politics of separatism? Remember, it's a PDP-BJP government. And that question, of course, is very important.
It is very unfortunate.